and back. Hey Stan, where you been? Well, we installed a couple things here. Then I had a friend come over and help me with some of this here. And then we worked on a unit we installed many years ago here. Had a little time for some shenanigans here. Went to another place, put together another unit here. We got a little artwork done on the fly for an event you may have heard of. But that's not what this video is about here today. This video today is a shipment I got in from the Hotshot Oven and Kiln Company. This is their version of the DUPLEX. Some of you guys may remember that I built a double stacked oven. And this is their version of it. And I've had time to explore it and go through it, check it out, see what's different, see what's not different. And I think the results are pretty good. I'm going to bring you in, let you take a good look at it, and then we're going to talk about how you can get your hands on one. Okay, well, these are the controls you're used to seeing. A lot of people struggle with these controllers, and the way I program them and the way the Hotshot oven company's controllers are going to be programmed. When they come from me, this is the programming I'm going to put in. All this is a timer. This is not programmable via the USB port on the side. The USB port is connected to the 480D ramp and soak. This is your tempering. This is your heat treating. So we're going to be going to, you're going to go first. And this is just a display. This tells you how much time you got left. Right now I got it set for 1 minute. This is where T1 is where you adjust your time. So you could, put in however many minutes you want. Everything's expressed in minutes. And then your run command, if you want to go on run yes, just press yes, and you're going to get a run light, and you're going to get output. And that's basically just a run hold. If you go to run F, that's your function key over here. So we're going to set it on run F. We're going to go back to the main screen. We're going to press and hold the F key, which is the function key, for a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to get a run, we're going to get an output, and you're going to see an A1 alarm. And now you're going to see the timer is actually running. You can see the blinking segment there, and that tells you your timer is running. And what's going to happen is it's going to time out for that 1 minute, and then it's going to remove the run command. So you're not going to get any more output. Your A1 alarm is going to go off. So basically this is timer only. You set your temperature, you set your time, and you press the F key and you walk away. And it'll run tempering temperature anywhere up to 600 degrees for however, half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever you want, then it'll just turn off, and then your parts are ready when you come back. It could even be the next day and your parts would be cool. So there's a lot of mystery about these controllers. It's not that big of a mystery, but that's the way all the ones that come from Bar Z are going to be programmed. This one's programmable via the USB port on the side. This is the 480D that pretty much everyone's used to. Everyone's getting the hang of these things pretty good. And you can plug that into this one into your laptop. There is a USB port over here on the side where you can just plug in, flash program this controller, and that takes care of your ramps and soaks and things for your heat treating. So heat treating on the upper and tempering on the lower. No need to try to cool down your oven. You pull your parts, you quench them, you can go straight into temper, and you don't have to wait for an oven to cool down. You don't play the waiting game. All right. I don't have any heat enabled right now. I've got the heat enable switch off, so we're not sending anything to the oven right now. We're not heating anything, but it still allows us to make sure our controllers are behaving before we actually fire the oven. All right. And you can see here our timer is timed out, and we've removed the run commands. No more run light, no more output light, no more A1 light. And to reinitiate the cycle, all you do is you would press and hold your F key again for a 3 count, and you start the cycle again. And now you're back to 1 minute, and you see our segments blinking. All right, so that's how the timer version works, as opposed to a ramp and soak. It's a much simpler control, but you don't need a lot of complexity for just tempering. All right, let's take a look at some other features. Same slant top control that you're used to seeing. The door latches that we've already covered, these are the same door latches that are on the 360. And you can see they mounted the controller low. So if you've got a high bench, it's in your viewing range. I used to mount them up on the top oven, and if you put them up on a really tall bench, you're really struggling to see it. So I think there's some advantage to mounting the controller down low. If you remember my cooling duct, see, this is a cooling duct right here. It's also a wire chase. My cooling duct was below the control box, and it was mounted up on the upper oven. But they've got a cooling duct there going up to the upper oven. Same door latch that you're used to seeing on the 360 on the upper oven too. They're just basically double stacked. And I will mention that the argon kits are going to install very easily. The argon kit will install behind the control panel here. With your argon flow meter would be right here, and then your tube would just simply go up to the upper oven. So no need to try to sandwich it in between the two ovens. So you wouldn't want to put argon on a tempering oven, but argon on a heat treat oven is a wonderful thing. Okay. And it's all the other same features you're used to seeing. When we pull this door, we got the door limit switches on top and bottom. So that disables the heat on that individual oven when you open them up. Okay, so we've got door limit switches top and bottom. And same forced air cooling that we had on the 360. That's what you're used to seeing. And you'll probably notice, let me move the camera around and I'll show you the heating elements. Okay, I'm trying to get you in to see that thermocouple probe. We're inside the tempering oven right now. And the thermocouple probe is, they extended them, and which is really a good thing. And I was doing these on the later Hotshots. I found that the PID needs to pick up the radiant temperature off the coils to control the temperature properly, especially at low temperatures. It needs that to control the low temp shift. There's a big difference between radiant heat and air temperature, and it needs to pick up the coil heat to control the air temperature properly. And we would get a really big shift. I was running a really short thermocouple trying to keep it out of the way of the parts. But the trouble was, until the parts went infrared, the temperature would not be accurate down at the low end. So it's pretty important that on a tempering oven that you've got a nice long probe that can actually pick up the output from the coils and control the coils accordingly. All right, so that's new to the tempering oven. And the entire unit weighs, comes in right at about 85 pounds. You know, it's a pretty big unit. It's larger than the Bar Z version of the Hotshot. But the Hotshot Oven and Kiln Company has really done a fine job with my initial design. Made a few changes for the better. And now it's time to talk about how you can get your hands on one. Okay, so I'm pretty excited about these. You know, it's good to see something that I worked on for so many years really go mainstream, and it's really awesome to see. And I'd like to thank the folks over at Hotshot Oven and Kiln for giving me the opportunity to be a dealer for them. This is not a paid endorsement. These ovens I bought and paid for every single one of them, and they are for sale. And the manufactured suggested retail price on these is $17.99, $1,800. But I'm going to offer the first five units, $200 off. You know, so we're going to be down at $1,600, so it'll be $1,599 plus shipping. They cost anywhere between $100 and $175, depending on where you are in the country, to get them to you. They are heavy, they are large, and the packaging is large to protect them. All right. Send me an email. I haven't got them on the website yet, but send me an email and just say, hey Stan, I want to get a duplex. So we've got them here, and when they're gone, they're gone. They're going to jump back up to the $17.99, and I'm going to stay right with the manufacturer's suggested retail. All right, but in kind of a celebration, I am going to let the first five go for $200 off. All right, and that'll help cover some of your shipping. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.